Welcome back, students. Now we will see the remaining part of the lesson on saying please. On page number 16. In previous lecture, we learned liftman's bad manners. It is not, therefore, with any feeling of unfriendliness to conductors as a class that I pay a tribute to a particular member of that class. I first become conscious of his existence one day when I jumped onto a bus and found that I had left home without any money in my pocket. Everyone has had the experience and knows the feelings. The mixed feeling which the discovery arouses. You are envious because you look like a fool at the best and like a knave at the worst. You would not to be at all surprised if the conductor eyed you coldly as much as to say, "Yes, I know that stale old trick. Now then, off you get, and even if the conductor is good fellow and lets you down easily, you are faced with the necessity of going back and the inconvenience perhaps of missing your train or your engagement." Having searched my pocket in vain for stray coppers and having found I was entirely penniless, I told that I could not pay the. One day, what happened? The writer traveling by bus आणि त्याच्याजवळ पैसे नसतात, म्हणजे त्याचे पॉकेट घरी विसरलेलं असतं. त्यावेळेस जशी इतरांची परिस्थिती होते तशीच त्या रायटरची सुद्धा होते. आता कंडक्टर आपल्याला बसमधून बाहेर हाकलून लावेल असं त्याला वाटत असतं, पण तो बस कंडक्टर त्याला काहीही न म्हणता स्वतःजवळचे तिकिटाचे पैसे त्याला देत. द हायर मॉरल ग्राउंड दॅट इज शोन बाय द कंडक्टर. ही स्टील कीप्स his peace of mind and acts morally superior to the man who did not say please. A writer again gives the more example about that conductor, how he behaved to other passenger, how he seemed to have an inexhaustible fund of patience and a gift for making his passenger comfortable. He noticed that if it was raining, he would run up the stairs to give someone the tip that there was room inside. The conductor also helped to the older people. He was as considerate as a son, and with children as a solicitous of as a father. He had evidently a peculiarly warm place in his heart for young people and always indulged in some merry jest with them. If he had a blind man on a boat, it was not enough to set him down safely on the pavement. He would call to Bill in front to wait while he took him across the road or round the corner, otherwise safely on his way. In short, the writer says he erected such an atmosphere of good temper and kindliness that a journey with him was a lesson in natural courtesy and good manners. Now see on the page number 18. In this passage, the writer gives basic differences between good manners and bad manners. He also gives the example of Wordsworth. It is matter of general agreement that the war has had a chilling effect upon those little everyday civilities of behavior that sweeten the general air. We must get those civilities back if we are to make life kindly and tolerable for each other. The policeman is a necessary symbol and the law is a necessary institution for society that is still somewhat lower than the angels. But the law can only protect us against material attack, nor will the left man's way of meeting moral affront by physical violence help us to restore the civilities. Students, writer realize the values of good manners. He also portrayed the character of the polite bus conductor and he judged the impact of being rude. And on page number 19, the writer gives one example and that example is a very good example of good manners. Students, the polite man may lose the material advantages, but he always has a spiritual victory. I commend to the liftman a story of Chesterfield. The writer told us the story of Chesterfield also. Students, in his time, the London streets were without the pavement of today, and the man who took the wall had a driest footing. I never give the wall to a scoundrel, said a man who met Chesterfield one day in the street. I always do, said Chesterfield, stepping with a bow into the road. I hope the liftman will agree that his revenge was much more sweet than if he had flung the fellow into the mud. In this way, students, the writer gives very good example, bad manners and good manners, how the good manners persons wins and how bad manners do more crime. So, you also use good words as well as behave good manners in your life. Thank you.